do what I say. Sit down. Happy birthday to me. Oh yeah, and I suppose we'll give Claire one as well, will we?
Yummy, yummy, yummy!
Breakfast was had. It's my birthday, so a special day planned. My birthday always coincides with St. Brigid's Day in Ireland, so for as long as I can remember, I've done something nice on my birthday, and we've built a St. Brigid's Day cross, so we're going to do that. The weather looks kind of distant, or it looks kind of nice in the distance, so before we get into the cross, we are going to take a little drive to a little shop I'm hoping sells something that's going to give us a flashback to when we used to live abroad. And we're going to come home, and we've defrosted a few of our tomatoes from the polytunnel, so I'm feeling a little bit sick today. My son came back from a skiing trip with a cold. I seem to have picked that up. So we're going to try and get some fresh tomatoes, make up some sort of a nice bolognese, and that'll be a good birthday. Okay, Roo. Up. Good girl. Into your little house. Have a nap. All set.
This is Drimoleague. It's a funny little town on the way to further west, I suppose, Bantry and Glengarriff and Ballydehob, and
some call it the heart of West Cork.
We're just heading into the lovely town of Dunmanway. Dunmanway is another one of these towns which is sort of further inland in West Cork, so sort of slightly forgotten about, maybe in some ways. Not as touristy, I suppose, being not near the coast.
Well, they do have the Star Wars festival, don't they?
They have the Star Wars festival. Is that a thing? A yearly thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. But Dunmanway holds a lot of special memories for me, because I used to come here to go swimming. This was the only local swimming pool. It was about 40-minute drive from our house, and my mum used to drive us every Saturday morning to go swimming here, me and my 5 friends. She had this ancient Hillman Hunter estate, and she had 1 in the passenger seat, 3 in the back, and 2 in the very back. Well, the very back had no seat belts, and she was a learner driver. So you'd never be allowed to do that now.
No.
So, but fond memories of coming here every Saturday morning and doing swimming. And swimming, I suppose, then. Swimming became quite a thing then for me, in that I went on and became a swimming teacher and did it for about 20 years. It's like a past life. And yeah, like Rob said, they have a Star Wars festival here. Yeah. Oh. There's a little town square. I think they have a market. It's quite a market town, quite an agricultural town.
And work's on today.
Is it a market, or is it just... Oh, so there is. A little bit of something going on. Eggs and bread. And some plants. Irish native trees. Now we are just going through Inishannon. Inishannon is just outside Bandon. very pretty kind of little town, little village, I suppose. And they have a sort of a, it's kind of like a halfway point between Kinsale and Bandon. So we are just popping through here, and then we're going on. We're about 6 or 7 minutes away from where we're going to stop, which is called Halfway, which we used to laugh about as kids when I was small. Halfway was halfway to where, like, because it really wasn't halfway to anywhere. Because it certainly wasn't halfway from my house to Cork, or, you know, but anyway, I guess maybe it's half, I don't know. I'd love to know why halfway is called Halfway, but anyway, we're nearly there because we're going to a new kind of cake cafe there. A cakery, I think it's called.
The Menu Cakery.
It's called the Menu.
Cakery.
And we'll show you in a minute why we want to get there, why we want to go there. So this is what we picked up at the Menu. Look at those. So unfortunately they didn't have the Dubai chocolate.
Super disappointed.
Which is what we wanted to try. We wanted to get.
Drove an hour to get here.
But anyway, they did have the Dubai chocolate pistachio cookie and croissant, and then we got 2 things for the kids, Oreo and Kinder Bueno brownies for later. Now we're going to go and take Rooney for a little run. We are in Halfway. That's where the Menu is. Well worth popping in if you're passing through. It's such a common place to come through when you're passing through from Cork. So I can see why they're doing crazy business in there. Didn't want to take the camera in because it was actually really busy when we got there. So we thought it would be better to film once we got back in the car. We're heading back now, kind of
on the back road, actually.
Lovely back road through Crossbarry, back towards home, and we're just stopping off to do a little run with Rooney on the way home.
Like, we're not running, so neither is the dog. All 3 of us would be walking, so you could almost say to do a little walk with Rooney, couldn't you?
A little walk. We are doing... Well, actually not sure which one we're doing. The Sheep's Head Way. I don't think we're doing the Sheep's Head Way, are we? No. Oh no, we saw that. That's up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the river walk.
But that sounds lovely too, actually.
River walk.
No, the Sheep's Head Way. We're doing the Moyne Bridge walk, which, as you can see, is 0 kilometers.
No, we're doing the river walk. It's underneath there.
Oh, we're doing the river walk. Aha Fusion Bridge. Okay, there's Rob down there. He's got his jacket on.
Just so you won't lose me.
He's trying to blend in with Rooney. Where's Rooney? There she is. Rooney, hello. Let's go. River Illen. Oh, I think this is, Rob, I think you have to dive in at the end of there.
Yeah.
So, last seen entering the River Illen.
That's so cool.
Oh my god, they're slippery.
How lovely would this be? It's actually, it's like a meter deep right here.
Oh, it is lovely.
Yeah.
But like, what were you meant to do now?
No, this is just, I suppose, to go for a swim, I guess, or maybe to go fishing or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd say there is fish in here.
I was just wondering if there was a path up that river, but we're going the other way, so...
I see.
Let's go.
You thought it went under.
I don't know, I was just coming out to see, but somebody spent a lot of time with these
isn't it
steps
lovely?
here.
Yeah. Really fast flowing.
Oh, there.
And he's like, can we go swimming? Go across the wooden bridge.
Look at all the moss.
Oof. Don't give way, will it? Oh my god. Rob, stop! It's creaking. I didn't get that on camera.
What?
A little leprechaun dance.
Oh, so bad. Too sad.
The sheep said, wait. Better follow the orange leprechaun and his orange dog.
Oh no, some carnage from Storm Aowen. Seems to have taken out the old bench.
You might see loads of wildlife here, I'd say.
This obviously is beautiful.
A big spider hanging over a cliffy edge,
Massive cave.
but the tree looks like it's completely dead. But
There's a mix
it's a
of
bit old.
rainforests and native mossy woodlands down here, but both have a very high humidity. Like, is it going?
Yeah.
Both have a high humidity, but that just looks like the whole tree is made of moss, doesn't it?
It does. Looks like it could fall off at any moment.
It's amazing. There's just a broken bit there that's just dangling. It's only being held on with the moss.
Oh yeah. And it's quite deep in places. I'd love to come here after we had an awful lot of rain. We've had quite a lot of dry days now.
They're all hazel trees, Clark.
I think they are, yeah. Oh, cormorant!
Nice little sunny spot that was just enjoying.
Oh. Let her up and have a little sniff around the water, Rob.
No, Clark.
Look at him swimming. Big bird, actually.
No chance.
A little one. That's not that deep. Yeah! I take no risks. Oh, look at that waterfall.
Go. Yes, good girl.
Me too, yeah. Look at all these reeds. I think we could do something with them. these little elf cups. Look at that. I have some of this ivy and some of our trees. That is just a wilderness. It's a hairy ivy. That's crazy. Well, Rob, look. There's a gate.
There's a gate. I wonder where it goes.
Enter the fairy wood. Oh,
Yes, good girl.
clever. That's very cool the way it just closes. It's like weighted, is it? Check out this little house. A little lookout. Or, yeah, I guess so. I can spy on Rob down there. Oh, look at that. It's just so pretty. Just really beautiful. I highly recommend this Uillinn walk. Oh my golly. Really delivered. Oh, the wild joys of living, the leaping from rock unto rock, the cool silver shock of the plunge into a pool's living water. Are you going to take off your clothes and jump in?
I was already in. I was waiting for you to catch up with us.
Oh. To have a what? Have a look out at the river? And they've planted all these lovely little oaks behind us here. They obviously have deer problems because they've all got deer deer jackets on. But I'd love to see a deer though. That would just make our day.
Serene could be a deer.
Yeah, I'm a little red wanderer.
That's the acres. Look how it's like cut out of this boulder here, Claire.
Coming. Wow. It's just so clean. It's lovely to see. And not a bit of rubbish. It's really beautifully kept. It's just lovely.
I know, I only get the best for you, darling.
Rooney, stop whining.
See how marshy it is there.
The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Do you remember we did that poem in Mr.
I do.
Dodds? We did that poem for our leaving cert.
Yeah, I do.
Many decades ago.
Yes.
We were in the same English class together. We sat
I
next
do.
to each other. We didn't get any work
No,
done. I copied all your homework.
You never did any homework, and
No.
yet he never said anything to you.
I got away with it. I was a
He
smooth
constantly was
operator.
pulling me. Anyway, that's top of the rock. And Rooney'd like to go to the top of the rock, but
Really love to go. Next night.
we're heading home now.
Come on, Roo. There you go.
Oh,
Come on, Ruth.
shadows. Oh my god, the field is so luminous. Green with the sun. Oh, the rocky bridge. So Rob's birthday marks also St. Brigid's Day, and St. Brigid's Day being the first day of spring, or marking the first day of spring. So when I saw these reeds, which you saw me collecting on our walk today, I thought I would try and have a go at making what we used to make every single year religiously in my primary school. I suppose from the age of 4 to the age of 12, I made these, and I just wanted to see if I could remember how to do it. And every year the teacher would bring in a massive bag of reeds, and everybody was divvied out some. And we were only a very small rural school, so there was only 40 people in the school. Actually, the year that I joined the school, we only had 38. And if they had under 40 children in the school had to close. So when me and my friend joined, she was also in my class, we made it 40. So we kept the school open. So my mum always used to say, "Oh, you kept the school going." So there you go. So we kept going. So as a result, there was only 40 students in the school, and 40 students, 2 classrooms. And in my class, we were just a class of 3. So there was me and Eilish and Benedict, and it was just the 3 of us, and all the way through. And it was just split into 2 rooms. And there's a couple of things that made me think about this, apart from the reeds. We came across a picture last night, I might see if I can find it, of this massive metal grate that used to be in front of the fire at school, in primary school. And it was one that somebody was getting rid of, and it had actually been in a school, but it had been painted cream, and ours in school was black. But memories of that fire, it used to be just a massive grill, which I suppose they had to have, otherwise it would have been hugely dangerous to have the kids just with the fire open. But I just remember on cold, wet days, we all used to hang our socks and hang our shoes, put our shoes up against the grate. If you got cold and wet feet, you used to sit at your desk in your bare feet while your socks and shoes dried out. So it's little memories like that I don't know, brings you back to a time of such good times, really. It was great childhood. But because the school was so small, we only had 2 classrooms. And we had one classroom was Mrs. Deasy's, and that was from junior infants to first class. And then Mrs. Ahern, she was the principal, and she had from 3rd class to 6th class. So, it was a great school, really. So we were all learning, but I was never aware of all of the different classes when we were in there. It's a strange, when I think of it now, and even to heat a school using 2 open fireplaces must have just been, well, they were little stoves. Must have been, think of it, it must have been absolutely bloody freezing in the winter. But anyway, and of course everybody wanted to sit at the front, because if you sat in the front, you got to sit in front of the fire. Anyway, let me see if I can remember how to do this. So St. Brigid's crosses we used to make every year. She used to bring in the big bag of reeds, and we'd make them. And you made them because you were welcoming, or you were keeping away all of the, you put it up the night before St. Brigid's Day to ward away bad ill health or disease or anything, I suppose, bad things, evil things from the house. So you hung it on the door of the house the evening before St. Brigid's, because St. Brigid was thought to visit the house. You could also leave things outside for her, and she blessed them. People used to leave scarves and different items of clothing. So it's just really interesting. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do this. I can remember how to do it. So we'll see. I'm going to start with one, and then I'm going to fold one over like so. And then we're going to go fold the next one over. It's funny how these things, how could you ever forget after doing it for so many years? I remember doing it in school and everybody had to have theirs exactly the right length when they folded it over. So it was all nice and neat by the time you came all the way around. And what you just keep going around in a circle like this. Once you've got the first couple in, it's pretty easy to, you're just turning it to the clockwise each time. It's amazing, because I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna look up how to do this. Let's see if can I do it after how many years? 40 years?
Hardly.
41 years. 42 years. I was 4 when I went to school.
When was the last time you think you made one?
12.
Really? National
I made
school?
them every single
Didn't
year.
do it at secondary, no?
No.
It's a church.
I don't think so. But you were saying you made yours out of straw. So they didn't even have reeds.
No, we were not from the country. We were in
the town.
Yeah, in the town.
But even still, you'd think someone would be able to get them
down.
from somewhere. And I remember right up to when my mum left our house at home, before the house was sold, there was one of these hanging on the door. So it must have been one of the last ones I made. And it just looks like pieces of hay now, or probably it did look like that. That's obviously long gone now, but dried out completely. Wasn't green anymore. And we used to have to help the kind of younger kids do them. I remember when we were in 5th and 6th, we used to have to go down to the junior infants and senior infants and help them make them, because they can't, it's very hard if you, with small hands obviously, to be able to hold the center while you keep adding. And it's lovely, really. And my little school is still going. I think they have 3 teachers now. It's grown a bit since. But I just remember, you know, we used to walk to school, and then you'd have to, sometimes if your feet were wet, you'd hang your socks over the grate by the fire. And there was a family who used to come from behind our house, and they used to walk down the 3 fields behind our house, and I'd see them at the bottom on the road, and they used to wear their wellies, and then all their wellies were lined up next to the grate when they went into class. It's just lovely. And then actually, what's an absolutely lovely memory, and Rob did this last year in one of the videos that we put out, the teacher used to hand make all the pancakes on the stove every Pancake Tuesday.
That's coming up,
and she used to make pancakes for every single child. And I used to remember she used to start, I remember that day I don't know what we were made do, or what we were given activity just so we'd be quiet. Well, she just stood there at the stove cooking pancakes for every single child. So 40 pancakes. A bit like your mother now with the grandchildren.
And what do you actually know of St. Brigid, or did you learn about her in school?
Do you know, I don't know a whole lot. Only that she, we made these to, I do remember it was called La Fée La Brigid, wasn't it? I think. And no, only that we used to make these to ward off the evil spirits, and just that she would visit on the night of the 31st of January. And other than that,
you know, she was like one of the patron saints of livestock.
Oh, okay.
Even though she's a Christian one, she was actually, her mother was Christian, and her mother was a slave. And when the mother was pregnant, she was sold to a druid. Mum was sold to this druid, and the druid had the mum as a slave, and Brigid was born. And from a very young age, the druid recognized that she was very special, and so he freed the mum and the daughter. And druids tried, after they were freed, the druids tried to feed Brigid food from his house, but this is where it becomes more Christian. But she said the food, or she didn't say, when she tried to eat it, she apparently vomited the food, and it wasn't correct or pure or whatever it was that was required by Christianity. So a white cow with pink ears came along and nourished Brigid. And so that's why she's the kind of like the saint
Livestock.
of livestock. Yeah. She also founded an art school, so she's also the patron saint of welding and metalwork.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
She's depicted in kind of bright red outfits, but her cross goes up, and it is meant to protect from fire and lightning. But it's meant to protect from fire because apparently from when she died, there was this order of nuns that kept the fire going in her honor. So she has a relation to fire. But apparently, I don't know how long it is. I'll put it in the link below. But it was hundreds and hundreds of years, almost 800 years. They kept the fire going for Saint Brigid, and there was 19 nuns that kept it going. And they every night the 19 nuns would bring a stack of logs and just keep the fire going. And it said on the 20th night, the Saint Brigid herself would come, and there was some sort of a prayer, I think they said. But when they came on the next day, the 21st day, the fire had been burnt down and all the logs were gone.
So we've got this far now. I'm just going to finish out the reeds I have. It doesn't matter how many you have. I think obviously the more you have, the larger the cross. Also, St. Brigid is the patron saint of beer, interestingly enough. So you know what? She's very much liked by all the men. Livestock, beer.
Why is she the patron saint of beer?
She's the patron saint of beer because apparently she was able to turn one cask of beer into enough to supply 19 monasteries. Monasteries?
Something like that. And she also turned...
I thought monasteries they didn't drink.
Water in the beer. No, they did. They used to make beer, actually.
Oh, okay.
For top Rob Nudge. No, see that?
So, yes. So, St. Brigid, the most revered Irish saint after St. Patrick, shared similar life experiences with St. Bega. She too opted for a pious life, to remain a virgin, and to dedicate her life to charity and chastity. Stories about Brigid describe the special affiliation between the saint and the animal kingdom. She has the capacity to tame wild boar, could instruct foxes to perform tricks, and she owned a white cow that produced endless milk.
That was a white cow.
Legend describes her keeping her own bees and brewing mead from their honey. Brigid's miracles were plentiful. Most notable was the use of her cloak, or brat, which expanded in size when strewn across the ground. That was the red cloak, wasn't it?
Cloak,
Yeah.
What was it called? A brack?
A brat.
Brath.
When she sought land from Dunlang Macenda, the king of Leinster, on which to build a monastery, he refused until she asked for as much land as her cloak could cover. He foolishly agreed, and when she spread her cloak, it miraculously grew into covering many acres. Other miracles describe her curing blindness with the touch of a hand, causing the Irish sea to disappear with a simple prayer, and converting vats of water into mead or honey wine. She performed this miracle to save the reputation of her host, who was appointed to the job of preparing mead for the king of Leinster, but failed miserably. St. Brigid arose and blessed empty vessels, which miraculously filled with mead. Her festival day, the 1st of February, which is also symbolic, it traditionally marks the beginning of the lambing season, or the first day of spring. So we've nearly finished up now. I don't think, certainly the crosses that I made in school weren't probably this big. We didn't have this many rushes to go around for every person. But I'm going to just keep going until I've got about 4 left, and then I'm going to just tie them off. We used to tie off the ends with pieces of rush as well, just to finish it off. That some schools obviously didn't have, or maybe it's these days now, that they don't do it with rushes, they just do it with plastic straws.
Really?
I thought that was kind of sad. Yeah. I was like, I don't think you have to go all that far to get the proper reeds, but anyway, It's funny, like they're so easy to, they don't break. So you can just knot the ends really easily. Finished cross.
It's lovely. It's like a ninja Death Star.
Yeah, it's just such a iconic thing of everybody's youth.
I think so.
That you grew up in Ireland and you made these. And as you don't think about it when you're small or when you're young as to why or the little history behind it. But you never lose it.
You still got it, sweetie.
There you are, still got it. So we put it up there. And of course, should have been done last night to ward off the
She be grand.
the evil spirits. But yes, there's just a little bit about St. Brigid. Okay, Rob is a bit feeling not quite great at the minute. And so we're just going to take a quick break from carnivore. Well, we're not really, because this is carnivore as well, but we're having pasta, which is, and tomatoes.
If you're not following, our carnivore is meat and anything we grow from our garden ourselves. So this is all from last autumn's harvest.
Yeah, so these tomatoes have come out of the freezer. I have a chest freezer full of tomatoes. So we've just been defrosting what we need and making it into passata, and then you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. Soup, ketchup, whatever. So
We do have to make ketchup. That'd be
yeah,
great.
we haven't done that yet, but we hope to get a bit better at the sauce making.
Hawthorn
Because we've
ketchup.
so much, oh yeah,
That'd be good.
because we've so much tomatoes. But the one thing that happens when they come out of the freezer, which I had never anticipated before, was that when you defrost them, the water, they stay themselves, but all the water seeps out, which is brilliant because you can just put it straight into I'm going to put this into a strainer or a colander, and we just get rid of all the water. Whereas if you had picked them and done this, you'd probably have to strain the water off some other way.
Yeah, you'd normally have to cook it off with steam. So you'd reduce it, you'd be hours at it. So that's quite smart.
Yeah, it actually takes process out. I'm just going to wash my hands before I start.
That's why you froze them, wasn't it, Claire? Very smart.
I froze them because we just had so many. I didn't know what to do with them. So I'm literally just going to put this by the sink, and I'm going to get my colander and just start to take them out as I'm doing this.
You might lose some juice, Claire.
Yeah, but there's extra water in there that hasn't come out of some of them. The water is just from those that have burst already.
Now
massaging them.
We did try and use the tomato juice that came out for bread, and it did work well, didn't it?
Oh,
Tomato
yeah,
bread.
Did. Yeah, that was nice. So then I'm going to set up my moule or food mill.
Moulez-vous coucher?
This was thanks to my mum. I always remembered her having one, and so when I said it to her, she was like, "Oh, you can just have it." So now the only thing is, she remembers it having more blades at the bottom. So I'm not sure if I might be able to get a finer, not a blade, sorry, thing with holes in. Okay, so we're going to cook these now.
Okay.
And then afterwards we're going to put them through this. So I've got that ready set up for that.
That's well done.
Okay, so we'll just get a big pot.
And for those watching, what are the names of the tomatoes?
If you remember from last year, there was about 20 different varieties of tomato, which was lovely to do because we had all sorts of things, didn't we?
Yeah, but they'd all German names though, so we don't really know what they were.
No, we did. I think we did look up most of them, but
so are they
there are definitely some I wouldn't grow again, put it that way. But there are definitely ones that I've already ordered seeds from Trudel Farm for some of them again. And we actually have a few seeds then left over that I just want to use up. So not from the German batch that we got. That was like a funny pack of all sorts. But I know that the Fruit Hill Farm ones I think are heirloom. So they'll be interesting to see because they will be susceptible to disease more than the, what do you call the other ones?
Hybrid.
So we'll cook these through.
Bring them to the boil and simmer for how long?
I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. And then I think we'll moulay them. Okay, so we'll come back to you once we've got that stage sorted.
Okay, folks. Claire has got that going. She's just gone to pick up Kira. I have some leftover bread from last night. It's not too bad. We were out for the whole day. We didn't have any. Kids didn't have any. Tomorrow it's going to be a little bit stale, so I'm going to turn this into some gorgeous garlic bread. First thing I got to do is make the garlic butter. Simple enough. A ton of butter and a ton of garlic. Use a bit more of our own stuff next year. So we want quite a lot. So I'm going to add in a lot of garlic butter. Or a lot of butter. I'm okay if we don't use this because this is as a simple sauce for pretty much anything, but it is amazing to have with steak. When I was growing up in Ireland, you had two choices when you ordered steak in a restaurant. You had pepper sauce or garlic butter. Now I'm going to do this in my pan because I can. We have a setting on the oven for melting butter. If you don't have that, microwave, low powers, pretty perfect. Next up, pretty simple. However you like your bread. I would like to do this, I think, quite narrow. And Claire loves the crust, so she can try a bit of that. Cool. That's a lot of garlic bread. Okay. We are done with the melting of the butter. Can you see that? Can you see that? I hope you can see that. It is perfect. We're gonna let it. Now it's nice and thin, so it's gonna harden. And that should make a perfect quantity of fat to garlic. When you put it in a large bowl, all the garlic drops to the bottom and you just really have butter on top and this really strong garlic butter on the bottom. So having a broad pan, but not quite deep, broad and shallow, works very well. Garlic butter is gorgeous. So now I'm going to add 3 vegetables. We don't normally do vegetables. We like vegetables, so onions I'm going to do. Love them. Peas, very good. Frozen peas, very healthy, very fresh. And carrots. These aren't our carrots, but we give them to the kids. They are good for them. Now if you're going to add carrots to a bolognese, you really are looking at maybe cooking for several hours to make sure that the carrots cook correctly. If you actually do them very small and boil them or kind of saute them, they can be added and the bolognese will only take maybe a half hour, 40 minutes. Gotta get them small to saute them good. They're not too bad. They're a little bit big, but they'll be grand. We get our onions in there as well. In we go. Some beautiful basil olive oil. Yummy. We're just gonna gently saute these guys. Break it down a little bit. At the same time, we are going to get that lovely beef cooking. Now, when you do cook your beef, as a rule, we don't want lean beef. We want as high fat as possible, so we look for 80-20. So we have the minced brown egg. We have the carrots and onions sauteing, tomatoes which are just cooking up there. If you cook the tomatoes, the carrots and the beef separately, you can produce this in about 35 minutes. If you put them all into a bowl, you're looking at a couple of hours. So that's where we are. The main thing I want to wait for is when the carrots seem to be done. I think I'm going to combine everything and hopefully we'll have a nice brown on this. Claire's not home yet, so I guess Kira's getting a driving lesson. I am going to load up the moulet and Claire will probably take over when she's home. But I'm just going to work it now, just separate these out. It's great. All fits in. Nice. So, this should take out the seeds and the skin. Okay. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. So I'm just going to add this to my bolognese. Here we go again. So I wonder, can I show you this? What you get is a beautiful, thick, pulpy tomato paste. Tastes really good with seasoning. And you don't get any of the skin or the pips or the seeds. So I'm pretty happy with that actually. Claire did say you don't get as much. So that big, I don't know how many kilos of tomatoes, it's gonna go for one dinner. So best to make this in bulk, I think. I got another little bit. I'm gonna add that to the bolognese. Bolognese is tasting amazing. It's looking a little bit anemic because we use a lot of, I think they call it yellow submarine, San Marzano plum tomato for sauce, except it's yellow. So your sauce isn't as vibrant red. There's a little bit of yellow in it. So I'm gonna get going with the garlic bread. So, you can skip this if you want, it's just neater. Put down a bit of baking paper. We're gonna lay these fellas out. Will do. If we look at the garlic butter, you can see it's holding form. And there's fat on top. I think it's clarified butter. There's fat on top, but the main butter is underneath, and it'll form a nice paste now if you mix them together. So definitely pays to do this a little bit in advance and get a nice paste instead of the oil you get normally if you didn't let it cool. Let's get this on. You can use a knife. I use an upside down spoon. Gets in all the crevices. Now the final thing I'm going to add to this bolognese, frozen peas. All of our peas failed this year, slugs. But we have got ducks coming. Next week, no, in 2 weeks we got ducks coming. Ducks are going to be put to work killing all the slugs, so next year we'll have peas. I'm going to add a few of these to the bolognese. So as you can see, the garlic butter has just gone hard like this. It's going to go very hard. If you want it to stay half hard and half soft, which I do actually, you got to add some olive oil to it, and this will just stop it going rock. So added a little bit of olive oil, you can see it there. Just gonna mix it up. I'm gonna fill it in to this container and save it in the fridge. And hopefully it won't go fully hard. There's a bit of butter left over in this. which I think Claire or maybe Kira might dollop a little bit of bread in and scoop that all up for themselves. So I'll put that aside. The leftover garlic butter. Look at this, guys. That little piece of gold beauty is going into the fridge. Oh, nice. Actually, folks, one thing I forgot. If this is perfect like this, it'll be amazing. If you want to take it next level, get a bit of really good Parmesan cheese and grate it in here, I suppose. Claire, there's no small grater on this. There's only a big grater.
I will use a big one. Anyway, I never use the small one for anything.
Mom says to use the big one. She never uses the small one for anything. We just want a little bit, because Parmesan cheese is going to go very crispy and very nice. A little bit of basil and oregano. I think it's a mixed herbs actually. Boom. She's ready to roll. And here we have the garlic bread. Looking absolutely divine.
Well, this looks pretty awesome.
Yummy, yummy.
Well done, honey.
Get in my tummy.
We finished it off when I ran out to get Kira.
All you did was you put the tomatoes in the pot.
Well, I didn't have time.
Yeah. That was
I expected
as
to
you
come back
saw.
and be finishing it.
As you saw it, that was the majority of the effort, putting the tomatoes in the pot. Anyway, we're out of power on the phones, or sorry, on the GoPros. So we're going to quickly serve up. Claire, you want to get going? Look at that for garlic bread and Parmesan goodness. Oh my golly. Oh my god.
Oh.
Sensational. The tomato sauce doesn't look as red as we said, but
No, I wonder, does it really need to be boiled
some cheese on.
a bit more or something?
Oh, it's due to the yellow tomatoes.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
Tastes
Thought
just as
about
good.
that.
So I'm not having much pasta because I love the garlic bread. And I probably had 3 already, but hey ho, I'll leave it at that.
Spaghetti bolognese comes out all the time, doesn't it?
All
Something's
the time.
coming. Spaghetti bolognese happens to be the easiest meal ever to cook. And easiest to put together.
Our family grew up on spaghetti bolognese. It was the first meal I cooked when I was 8. And my dad said to me on Sunday, my dad used to always, my mum cooked during the week, my dad always cooked on Sundays.
Really?
Yeah. Because he'd start cooking at 12 and open a bottle of wine. For the sauce, of course. And he asked me to come cook with him, so I was cooking with him. And he made me slice the garlic. But he said, there's one thing you have to do with the garlic. And I was like, what? He said, come over here. And he grabbed me by the back and he got the clove of garlic and he threw it in my mouth and he crushed it against my teeth. And I tasted garlic for days afterwards. And I went back and we cooked and it was a lovely meal, really good. Made me appreciate flavour in a very strong way. So I started cooking from a very young age, and from then we started cooking with my dad, and that's why I really like cooking. That's why I'm so brilliant at it and why I love garlic. Thanks, Dad.
But it's such an easy meal, isn't it, to do if my mum is coming or your parents are coming or family. It's just the easiest ever to do, and it always tastes so much better the next day.
Yeah, and when you're sick, it's just a very wholesome and nourished meal.
It is. Yeah.
And I gotta stop talking about it.
Yes, we gotta taste it, because this is kind of only the first time properly using it. The tomatoes as a sauce.
I mean, I know it's going to taste awesome, man. It tastes awesome. So, I've never done garlic bread with Parmesan cheese on it. So, that is just. Try that, love.
Very nice, isn't it?
Parmesan is good. Okay, folks, we're going to leave it there. Our kids are going to come in and eat. They don't want to be on camera. Except Kira, do you want to come in and say hi, Key? Try some garlic bread with Parmesan and tell me what you think.
Parmesan?
Yeah?
What did you put in there? This?
Yeah.
I didn't know we had some on your plate. Very nice.
And if you want to see Kira cook, she's a very good cook as well, leave a comment below. Enough comments, I might get her to cook for us. How about that?
Sure.
Done.
Nice.
We'll be back in a minute for some dessert. Catch you later.
We went specially to get Dubai chocolate, but they didn't have any because they were sold out.
Why did we want Dubai chocolate?
Because we were in Dubai for 3 years, so we just wanted to see what it was like.
This green stuff is a mix of pistachio and tahini, and it's a very crunchy. It's like I think it's called a cafe or kaffa, sort of sweet.
Oh, kaffa.
And I really wanted to try the Dubai chocolate because it would take us back. Anyway, we got there. They didn't have it. It took us an hour to drive both ways.
They said it's okay because we have a Dubai croissant and a Dubai cookie, which obviously are made there. But it was very clever how they did that, because obviously somebody's just going to try that, their own what they made, rather than the Dubai chocolate. So,
yeah. But
these
it's
are
still,
the last two.
It's
that
still
were available. It wasn't
Dubai-ish,
even lunchtime.
And we used to live in Dubai, so we wanted a little touch of the...
We wanted to try it, yeah. And one day we'll get the chocolate.
Hopefully. If you have chocolate and want to send it to us, we will accept.
Yeah.
So cut them in half and we give it a go. First, the Dubai cookie. Do you want me to get the chainsaw?
That's quite hard, actually.
Ooh.
Dubai chainsaw. Oh, look, it's like, oh, it's very soft on the inside.
It's the pistachio, really, I'm interested in. Oh, wow. Mega crunchy. I must show a picture. I'll hover over a picture of what we're talking about by the cafe stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that can I taste a bit of yours? I just don't think I'm going to eat it.
What?
I feel like I need to like squish this around. Yeah.
Look, we went for the Dubai chocolate stuff. What we didn't go for is the croissant, the cookie dough, the chocolate. So it's only a little bit of the Dubai taste we're getting. So I do want to try the Dubai chocolate. These are very nice though, very crumbly. It's
Do
yummy.
you think you could make croissants like this?
My croissants are better than that.
How did they get the cookie dough in there?
They cut it in half and just
Oh,
put
and
a
then
slob of
shoved it in.
cookie dough in. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just not quite sure how I feel about cookie dough. I've always been a bit funny about it
No, I'm not keen.
because it's not cooked.
Yeah, one of them was a cookie, a
It's just
Dubai cookie.
raw
The other was a Dubai
cookie.
croissant, but it's the same thing.
Mm.
Anyway, I think they're interesting. I love the pistachio and the tahini, the cafe. I'd love to get loads of that. The cookie, not so much. But
No.
it was a lovely trip. It was a lovely drive.
Very
We
clever.
came across a lovely walk. So it was a fantastic day out.
It was a lovely day.
And it's great to try something new. So happy days.
Yes. Very, very nice.
So let's leave it there. Thanks for watching and all your support. I will catch you next time. If you want to support us, links are below.
Song of full.
Your meal and mahogany. Actually, folks, one thing I forgot. If this is perfect like this, it'll be amazing. If you want to take it next level, get a bit of really good Parmesan cheese. Oh, shit balls. Anyway, start again. The green stuff is a mix of pistachio and tahini.
Oh, did you look it up?
No, I knew that because I lived in Dubai.